Good morning. Claim your day. Special ops. I'm jumping on the line because it is a beautiful Monday morning, and it's been a long time since it's been a beautiful Monday morning, right? Right. So, also, I know Mondays, a lot of people just hate it. Super hated it. So I wanted to make sure that everyone claims their morning and dominates Monday, because you don't have to hate your Monday. Don't make that a cliche. So I also put a link above. There's this really, really awesome video by Eric Rohrer. It's Rising of the Entrepreneur, and it's the search for a better way. Mr. Guilty has given us this link before, and I wanted to spread the word to let everybody know how amazing this link is. And I know some of you guys might have watched it, because I know we sidebar and gave it to like smaller groups, what have you. But I think it's a great time for everyone that wants to and that's willing and able to definitely watch this video. You know, you're finding yourself with less time, less money, it's less freedom. You know, and on Mondays, a lot of health issues end up happening, you know, heart attacks, depression starts coming over, because people are not happy. People are not in a position where they're doing something that is their passion. And that's what's really needed for everyone to be passionate and happy and pursuing the goals, pursuing the life that they want, because we only have one life to live. One life, and we can't be afraid to live that one life at all. There's just too much that we are blessed with, and we have our ups and downs. It happens. I mean, going to entrepreneurship can be so scary. You know, you're trying and then it's just not working, but you have to understand that you are a crock pot. A crock pot, not a microwave. I was telling Miss National Executive, Miss Kimmy, out there about being a crock pot, and she was like, you know what? You're right. In fact, I'm one of those name brand crock pots too. I totally passed out. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. She's so cute. But so I just wanted to spread the word on, because I could be very impatient. I am definitely one of those people that is just super impatient. So you know, practice being a crock pot. It takes time, but also know that you are designed for greatness. So remember that and really push through. We've all had our ups and downs, and you know, when I first got into entrepreneurship, I was in a very tight situation, and very tight. Like, I lost everything. I lost my apartment. I lost my job. You know, I was going to like churches my church trying to see if they would help pay my rent. I was going to the pantries to get a box of food because I had no food. I didn't have anything. So I one day was like, you know what? I need to figure this out, because I went into survival mode. I didn't have time to get depressed. All I have time to do is find solutions. And that's usually how I am. I'm a very solution finder. So anybody who talks to me and they're going through something, I'm going to listen, but I always have a solution or want to brainstorm a solution. So I totally went into solution mode, and I started wire wrapping jewelry. As most of you know, I am an interior designer by trade, and I was surrounded by material. So when I was surrounded by material, I was like, okay, so my creativity went do. So I started making jewelry, and I started selling my jewelry because I needed some food. Hello, somebody. I needed to eat. And I will never forget, because I've gone through homelessness before when I was a child with my family. I am not about to get emotional because I don't really talk about it out loud. So when I was younger with my family, I went through homelessness who knows how many times, because all of that is kind of a blur because I put myself in a protection bubble. So I had my brother, my sister, my mom, and my dad, and we had an Astro van at the time. Yeah, you know those big, huge vans? Yeah, those Astro vans. And we had two English Mastiffs, those big, huge dogs, and a kitten. And I remember we would park on the side of the road, like there was the Green River. And so like there was the Green River and there was a Green River Reaper, like killer dude. I know. He was like, this is around the time where there was a massacre going on, and he was called the Green River Massacre Killer or something like that. And I remember how afraid my sister was when we were in the Astro van, because we would... Woo! That wasn't supposed to happen. My sister was so afraid, you know, and I wasn't as afraid because of course we had my dad, and then we had the two English Mastiffs. You know, those dogs are like warrior dogs, you know, they fight in wars and everything. So I knew we were pretty much, you know, we would be safe. At least that's what I put in my head. You know, we would be safe. And I know my parents wouldn't put us in a like crazy situation, what have you. But the whole story of it, you know, we stuck together as a family. And, you know, there was times where we would park, also go to, you know, those truck stops when you're on the road. We would stop at the truck stops. You know, we would clean up because we had to shower. We had to go to school. We had to act like everything was still golden. You know, it definitely, the bright side, you always look for that silver lining. And the fact is that we had each other and that we weren't going through it alone. So as a family, we fought through. And then when summer came, we stayed in campsites. So when and this was when I lived in Washington State. So when you're on the campgrounds, you have 2 weeks to stay on one campground, and you have to pack up and you have to go to the next campground for 2 weeks because, you know, in Washington, there's a lot of homelessness that happens. So they did this to prevent, you know, some of the riffraff that can be attracted with people that are going through situations, saying it lightly. So I guess that all came up because I've had a childhood of poverty. Okay, so it's time to break that chain. So when I went through it as an adult, because I did whatever it took to get to Chicago. I'm from Rhode Island, so I finished high school in Rhode Island, and I worked 2 jobs, had 2 hours of sleep in between, and had to walk 30 minutes for each job because I was determined to get to Chicago to change my life. And when I came to Chicago to change my life, to pursue my career as an interior designer, that was my goal. And I came here for school, and that was another hurdle, right? But I had my own place. I held it down. I worked 2 jobs. I was a full-time student. I did whatever it took. Work. You know, I could do the work. That's totally fine. But, you know, there was a lot of trials, a lot of things going through when doing that. So victory when you graduate, right? Because when you think of all the great things that you accomplish, you're like, oh, it's well worth it. So here I am in my second year being an interior designer, a junior designer at that. I got the job that I interned with, climbing up the ladder. You know, you're climbing up the ladder for success. The economy crashes. Now I'm going through homelessness as an adult. Thank goodness I had friends to lean on, but I still felt alone. And it was hard. And it's hard because, you know, you're fighting and you're by yourself. And it's still you're in survival mode. You know, you're just, again, solution mode. You're pushing, you're pushing, you're pushing. And this is for everyone, because I know there's a lot of families, a lot of you guys just pushing and pushing and just like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know where to go. You know, and some of you guys are pushing and you have family and you have kids, and just know I don't have, I have my family, of course, and that's the fight, but I don't have little children. So I know it's like that next level, because for me, it's just me, but I still have that fight and that passion, and that I'm not going to give up because it's just me. So even with the mompreneurs, I understand, that next level, because you guys have your cubs, and it's just like, no, it's not just about me. It's about my babies. So I respect that and understand that, and I'm here for that too. And Miss Mary Echols, as a mompreneur, she's just been so inspirational to everyone that have families, for that fight and push, because that one right there is a fighter as well. You know, then you have also just, I'm so like, shake it up, because this wasn't all supposed to be in the mix. But this is supposed to be raw, right? I'm always going to do my videos raw. So I know the different dynamics, and that's what I love and respect about this culture, is that the different dynamics and the different lifestyles. And what I'm glad is that we have these leaders in place for all of that. So that's always a plus. But just sharing, you know, that feeling I had, and bouncing from one place to another place to another place. You know, you really have to be passionate about what you're doing and what you're trying to do, and execute it and just do it no matter what. You want to get in that mode of, I am going to do this no matter what. Allot that time that's needed, because if you want that change, then you're going to do it no matter what. There's no excuses at all. You have to do it. I had to do what it took to get out of the situation, because I was just bouncing from one place to one place. Before, when I was homeless, I had support of a family and everything. I had support of a team, but it just was different. And then I got introduced to travel, because I still didn't have a legitimate place. I was renting a place when I was introduced to travel, when Mr. Guilty and talked to me about it. And my old sponsor before, because Mr. Guilty wasn't my original sponsor. Hello, he wasn't, everybody. He reached around and helped me and showed me how to be a business owner and how to be successful, how to make this happen, how to make this work. And it took me some time, because you know, this was at the time where NDA was like, okay, like getting in the merge of doing things. But when I saw this culture, when I saw this team, when I saw how, you know, they would interact with each other, I was looking like, so that's what it's like. You know, I felt like I wouldn't be alone in this fight, because I was going through a lot. And it felt good once I started seeing the culture, once I kept showing up. I didn't miss a thing. And I would show up when I wasn't even a part of the team. You know, I didn't have the finances to join. And I just kept showing up, though. Not only that, I didn't know how this industry was going to work for me. But I just kept showing up, because I felt something there. And I need you guys, we need you guys to keep showing up, and know that each leader here has your back. And you will know that when you keep showing up, when you don't want to show up, you keep showing up. When you do the activity, when you don't want to do the activity, but you keep doing the activity. And you will see your life change. My life changed, you know, and I'm just thinking, because it's now turning into the summertime, I've been in my own place for 1 year. And because of people like you that keep showing up, and allowing the leaders, myself, Mr. Guilty, to keep pouring onto you. Just know that changes will come, but you are a crock pot. And I realize more and more, because I am the most impatientest person. I really am. And it's just that really switch and understanding that you are not a microwave. You're so much better. A crock pot, you know, you're seasoned so well. You are cooked slowly so you could be super tender and you're falling off that bone and it's just so delicious, right? That's you. That's you. And that's what we have to transition and get in our mindset. That's why Mr. Guilty pours on and gives us the audiobooks to read. Because we need that ammo because of all the life situations that we all go through. You know, and in that situation, just know everybody has a role, has a part, and has been in your position and can help with that. Either they're going through it and they have ideas on how they're going through it and what's working for them, or they've been through it and they're going to share how they pushed through and accomplished and hit it, right? So that's what's really great about this culture. So everyone, let's stick together. It's time for us to lock arms. A lot of us are tired. A lot of us are pushing, and just know we are all of us are willing and able to do what it takes. You just have to choose to do it. Let's get committed. Let's do it. Let's do the audios. Please read. Please watch that video above. It is an awesome video. It is so informative. There's great information in there. Network marketing is just a better way. It really is a better way. I feel as though it's a ministry because we are helping each other make it to the top of the hill. We're not playing King of the Hill. We're not playing King of the Hill. No. We're pushing each other. We're pulling each other on top of the hill and trying to see how many people can make it up there. Thank you so much for your time. I apologize for getting so emotional. That came out of nowhere. But it's time to dominate, everyone. The world is yours. Take advantage of it and do what you need to do to make your dreams come a reality. Take care. BOOM. Boom.